how's it going, friends? Thank you for tuning in to VR Revelations. Make sure you give this video a like and make sure you subscribe. Also, check the links down below in the description and make sure you head over to Rumble and subscribe to my channel there. In case something were to happen to my YouTube channel here, I will be uploading all my videos over there on Rumble. But anyways, let's jump right into it. So, news is kind of static right now on the battlefield. Of course, we know that the main focal point right now has been Bakhmut over here in the east. After Soledar, the Russians seem to be focusing on Bakhmut, and it looks like they are going to encircle the city there, which will be a very important achievement for the Russians. We do have reports coming out of the southern region down here near Zaporizhzhia. It seems that things are intensifying down here, and it looks like the Russians are starting to make a push towards the main city here in Zaporizhzhia. I actually have an update here from the Moscow Times. So let's go ahead and take a quick look, and then we'll jump back into the map. Russia pushing towards two towns in Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia region. Moscow's forces are pushing towards two towns in Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia region, where fighting intensified this week after several months of a stagnant front, Russian state media reported Sunday. Russian installed official in the region, Vladimir Rogov, said offensive actions were concentrated around two towns. Orikhiv, around 50 kilometers or 30 miles south of Ukrainian-controlled regional capital Zaporizhzhia, and Hulyaipole, further east. Now, I actually located those two towns on the map, guys. Now, here's the main city, Zaporizhzhia, and here's the front lines, as you can see. Now, here is Orikhiv, which the article just mentioned, and over here is Hulyaipole. You can see the Russians now seem to be advancing towards these two towns there. Of course, the Russians have vowed to push Ukrainian forces out of Zaporizhzhia there, and so it looks like things are starting to heat up in this region as well as in Bakhmut over here in the east. So very interesting there. We definitely got to keep an eye out for a major push here in the next couple of days. So it says the front is mobile, especially in two directions, Orikhiv and Hulyaipole. Rogov was quoted as saying by the RIA Novosti news agency. He said there was active fighting in those areas, according to the agency. The initiative is in our hands. In its daily report on Sunday, the Ukrainian army said more than 15 settlements were affected by artillery fire in Zaporizhzhia. Earlier this week, Rogov announced a local offensive around Orikhiv and said the Russian army had taken control of the village of Lovkov near the Dnipro River. He also said this week that fighting has sharply increased in the southern region. On Saturday, the Russian army said its troops held offensive actions in the Zaporizhzhia region and claimed to have taken more advantageous lines and positions. The front in southern Ukraine has been considerably quieter recently than in the west, with Moscow withdrawing from the major city of Kherson in November. Russia claims to have annexed the Zaporizhzhia region along with three other Ukrainian regions, but does not control it in its entirety. While Moscow controls large swaths of the southern part of the region, its main city, Zaporizhzhia, and northern part did not fall to Russian forces. Russia has vowed to push Ukrainian forces out of them. So that's the Zaporizhzhia. This is what I just showed you on the map here, guys. So expect a lot of news reports coming here in the next couple of days out of the southern area here, as Russian forces now seem to be marching forward towards Zaporizhzhia here. Now, let's move over to the east side over here, and let's go ahead and zoom in on Bakhmut here. Of course, this is the live UA map, which is a pro-Ukrainian map, so Let's we can see here Bakhmut right in the center here. Of course, up at the top over here is Soledar, which the Russians took, uh, a couple of weeks ago, which was very strategic because that allows the Russians now to attack Bakhmut from the northern area as we see them pushing towards the west here. And it doesn't take a military strategist to see what is going on here, guys. I mean, just take a look here. What do you think is happening to Bakhmut here? It looks like a little. It looks like a little pool right here, right? Like a circle. Of course, I reported a couple of videos ago on the fact that the Russians took control of some small settlements on the south of Bakhmut. As you can see here, they took control of Klashivka. They've actually pushed forward quite a bit here through these fields and these roads. Again, this is a pro-Ukrainian map, so you can place your bet that if these guys are saying they're here, they're probably over here somewhere. So it actually looks like they're close to reaching Chasiv Yar over here. But again, it doesn't take a genius to see that what is happening here is that Bakhmut is being encircled. And I think pretty soon here we're going to see probably a push from the north of Bakhmut. The Russian forces will probably push towards the west up here near Orikhiv, and then we'll start to see the Russian forces pincer in a pincer movement, right? And then they will encircle Bakhmut. I'm sure that's going to happen rather quickly here within the next couple of days or week. And then that's going to be what you're going to be seeing all over YouTube, all over the mainstream media. Bakhmut has been taken. Of course, there's reports out there. I think Reuters was reporting that apparently Ukraine was being advised, I'm not sure by the Americans or who, that they should actually pull their forces out of Bakhmut, that it wouldn't be worth to, have the Ukrainian forces there be defeated over the city, since they're trying to downplay the importance now. And they're pretty much insinuating that Ukraine can save those forces for later for a offensive, but really it would be wise for them to retreat. Again, they fought long and hard for Soledar, and the Russians still took that city over, and the Ukrainians lost a lot of troops there. But seems like Zelensky's pretty stubborn on the fact that the Russian forces continue to take these cities, and I think a lot of Ukrainian forces are going to die there. But it's pretty evident now that the fall of Bakhmut is imminent here, and once they do take that, then we're going to start seeing things roll a little bit faster over here, since the next objectives are probably going to be Kramatorsk and Slavyansk. And then the Russians will essentially have completed their mission there in the east. But again, we got to keep an eye out here in Zaporizhzhia, because it looks like things are heating up over here, as we just read. And then we got to keep an eye out on this major offensive that is being rumored here, that everybody is expecting. I think after these objectives are fulfilled, then we might see this major offensive here. Possibly in February, towards mid to February, or at the end of February. But the rumors are that Russia is going to attack from the east and from the south down here, and also through Belarus. And there's a lot of things going on with the government in Kyiv. I'll be making some videos here pretty soon. So things are definitely looking pretty interesting right now. Kind of slow, not a lot of news reports right now, but there's a lot of political chaos, right? The Russians, there's rumors that they're getting ready for, a major offensive, and Ukraine is insisting that they need tanks urgently. So it's almost like we're caught in the center of this storm, right? In the eye of the storm. And things are about to get pretty intense, I'm suspecting here, guys. But anyways, that's just a quick update right now on the situation on the battlefield there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Also, make sure you give this video a like and make sure you subscribe. Again, the truth is stranger than fiction. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day and God bless.